Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Blogs by Zara. I'm Zara Brimby and you're listening to a week in women's and men's sport in Australia. So in this week we'll start with the Tasmanian T20 Tri-Series, which is between England, New Zealand and Australia. So the first game was played on the SCG against New Zealand, so Australia versus New Zealand. So Australia bowled first with a great bowling attack from Billy Stanlake, who took 3 for 15 off his 4 overs. So New Zealand made a total of 9 for 117 off their 20 overs, with 7 players making less than 10 runs. So during the break it rained, causing a delay to the second innings and enforcing the DLS method. So, for those of you who don't know what the DLS method is, I will explain. So, it is the mathematical formulation designed to calculate the target score for the second batting team in a limited amount of overs interrupted by mostly weather conditions. So then Australia went into bat, only needing to chase 95 runs to win, but chased it down comfortably in 11.3 overs. So Australia only lost 3 wickets in the chase, but Chris Lynn making 44 off 33 before being caught by Taylor, and Glenn Maxwell making an unbeaten 40 off 24 helped Australia to glide to a 7-wicket win. The next game Australia played was against England at Blundstone Arena in Hobart on the 4th of February. So England batted first and they made a total of 9 for 155 off their 20 overs, with the best batters for England being Dawood Malan, who made 50 off 36 before being caught by Ty off Maxwell's bowling, and Hales and Morgan both making 22 before both being caught. Best bowlers for Australia were Ashton Agar taking 2 for 15 off 3 overs, and Glenn Maxwell taking 3 for 10 off 2 overs. After the break, it was Australia's chance to get the winning runs, and it mainly was the Glenn Maxwell show. So great sportsmanship by Alex Carey helped Maxwell by running a single to put Maxwell on strike to hit the winning runs of the game. So Maxwell was on 97 not out, and he hit a 6 to help Australia cruise to a 5-wicket win and get himself to 103 not out. It was a brilliant performance by Glenn Maxwell and a well-deserved century. Now Darcy Short was the other best batter for Australia, making 30 off 20 before being caught and bowled by Rashid. The best wicket taker for England was David Willey, taking 3 for 28 off his 3 overs, but it didn't help England enough for Australia to win the second game of the Tri-Series. So the last game to be played in Australia was at the MCG against England. So England batted first again, posting a total of 7 for 137. Joss Buttler was the top scorer for England, making 46 off 49 before being caught by Agar off Richardson's bowling. And another decent batter for England was Sam Billings, who made 29 off 23 before being caught by Warner off Billy Stanlake's bowling. Now, the best bowlers for Australia were Kane Richardson taking 3 for 33 and Billy Stanlake taking 2 for 28. So after the break, England came out to defend their total and cut Australia off their winning streak. So Glenn Maxwell was another standout with the bat, making 39 off 26 before being caught by wicketkeeper Butler off Jordan's bowling. Now Darcy Short was still at his best form, making an unbeaten 36 off 33, and Aaron Finch making an unbeaten 20 off 5, hitting 2 4s and 2 6s to help Australia continue their winning streak, gliding to a 7-wicket win in 14.3 overs. So Chris Jordan and David Willey were the only wicket takers for England, taking 2 and 1 wickets respectively. So then Australia played their first match in New Zealand against New Zealand at Eden Park. So New Zealand batted first, posting a total of 6 for 243 off their 20. Martin Guptill was a standout for New Zealand with the bat, making a sensational 105 off 54 before being caught by Maxwell off Ty's bowling. Colin Munro was also a standout with the bat, making 76 off 33 before being caught by Maxwell off tyres bowling. So after the break, Australia's target was 244, with David Warner stepping up to the batting crease, making his highest score for this series, making 59 off 24 before being bowled by Sodhi. Darcy Short was still at his season best, contributing 76 off 44 before being caught. New Zealand bowlers became very expensive, but breakthrough wickets became key, but couldn't quite save the New Zealanders. England ended up winning by 5 wickets, chasing the massive total down in 18.5 overs. So, this set a new record of the highest successful run chase in International T20. This brings Australia into the final on the 21st of February against the winner of England and New Zealand on the 18th of February, which is tonight. So now let's chat about round 2 of the AFLW Season 2. So first, Blogs by Zara would like to wish Brianna Davey and 2017 number 1 draft pick Izzy Huntington a speedy and good recovery after both doing their knees in this week's matches. This just comes a week after debutante Daria Bannister for the Bulldogs did her ACL against Fremantle. So now let's get on to round 2 games. So we started off on Friday the 9th of February with a game between GWS and Carlton. It started off going GWS's way, ending the first quarter 6-4. But Carlton kept them scoreless in the second quarter to take the score at half-time in their favour, 13-6. The Giants kicked 2 points to start off the second half, but Carlton fired back with 2 goals. To end the match, Carlton kicked 5 points to GWS's 1 point to give Carlton a 30-9 win. Carlton ended up with more kicks, leading 120 to 111, but handballs and disposals were all GWS's way, and Brianna Davey helped her team to win, racking up 16 disposals and 8 tackles. So Saturday started with a giant win from Melbourne over the game's inaugural premiers, the Adelaide Crows. At the end of the first quarter, it was close with Melbourne leading by 1 point, 7-6. The second quarter helped Melbourne, kicking 4 goals and 1 behind to Adelaide's 1 goal. Melbourne came out firing in the second half, beating 3 goals and 2 behinds to the Crows' 1 goal. The game kept continuing to go Melbourne's way, ending on 56-24. The Demons led in kicks, handballs and disposals to get them to win by 32 points. Paxman had the most disposals for the game, racking up 21. O'Day and Mithun both spent time with the Sharon, counting 19 disposals each. Cunningham led the game with 2 goals too, while Newman scored 2 goals 1. So the second game to be played on Saturday the 10th was played between the Fremantle Dockers and Collingwood. From the get-go, it was going Fremantle's way, ending the first with 3 goals to 2 goals. The Dockers kept the momentum going, kicking 1 goal and 1 behind to Collingwood's scoreless second quarter. The second half went all Fremantle's way, ending up winning by 13, 40-27. The Pies led in kicks, handballs and disposals, but still couldn't, for the second week in a row, transfer that into points. Bernardi kicked 2 goals 1 in the game, but couldn't help her team get the win. So the last game of the round was played between the Lions and the Bulldogs in Brisbane. The first quarter was a close one, with the Lions leading 2-1. The Bulldogs got out of the pack in the second quarter, kicking 4 goals 1 to the Lions, 1 behind. The Lions kept the Dogs scoreless in the third quarter while kicking 1 goal 1. The Lions picked it up a notch in the last, kicking 2 goals 1 to the Bulldogs, 1 goal 1. But it wasn't enough for the Lions, losing by 9 points, 24-33. So Wushner was leading scorer, kicking 2 goals 1 for the Lions, and Huntington helped the Dogs off to the win, kicking 2 goals. So that's it for this week's episode, and we'll see you next week. This is Blogs by Zara, and thank you for tuning in to another short episode.